Good morning, traders. This is Shane Scott, the moderator of Newsware's Trade Talk. At Trade Talk, we're providing you with the most up-to-the-minute news on the market, along with the facts, themes, and short-term trading ideas for the day ahead. Joining me today is our trading anchor, Bill Olson, who brings over 30 years of institutional trading knowledge to our program. We're going to get things started with our markets update. U.S. futures are moving higher this morning, with S&P futures up 0.34%, Dow futures up 0.46%, and NASDAQ futures up 0.29%. Markets rise higher today as concerns about China's wealth crackdown have faded, and traders utilized last week's sell-off to pick up equities at favorable valuations. Buying the dip is a good sign, as it may elude that investors have faith in central banks to maintain stimulus amid lingering risk to the global economy. With the ease in demand for haven, bonds have declined alongside the dollar. The next signs as to how and when the Federal Reserve plans to taper bond purchases may be discovered at Thursday's Jackson Hole symposium. Worth noting is that Fed President Robert Kaplan has stated that he's open to adjusting his view that Fed should start tapering its asset purchase program sooner rather than later if COVID infections persists and hurts economic progress. Also, in a move to reduce uncertainty about the path for monetary policy, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has endorsed Fed Chair Jerome Powell for a second term. Elsewhere in markets, oil has pushed towards $64 a barrel. Commodity-linked currencies like the South African rand and the Australian dollar also saw gains. Over in Europe, the Stoxx 600 index climbed for a second day, led by luxury shares. Bill, what are you seeing as far as market updates?
Well, Shane, I've been watching the S&Ps all morning, and they really haven't been moving much, but they're positive. And really, it's all about the Fed. It's all about the Federal Reserve's annual economic meeting or symposium that's happening at Jackson Hole this week. This was supposed to be a conference where all of the Fed board members come and they discuss policy. Instead, on Friday, the Kansas City Fed turned around and they said, hey, this is going to be a virtual conference due to COVID. That's a big deal. And then you see Robert Kaplan, the president of the Dallas Fed. This guy has been number one as far as ringing the bell to say, let's get out there and let's start tapering now. We need to do it. The economy's in a strong place. He just changed his tune. He came out and he said that, because of COVID, he may have to rethink his policy. So the idea that the Fed is going to start tapering its bond buying program in October or November, it's kind of off the table. I don't see that happening. We're back to that happening in December or January, which was the original plan. So that's why I believe the markets are moving higher today. You look over at Asia and the European markets, they're both moving higher. Crude oil up 3% after having 7 down days in a row. There's a host of economic reports coming out today and a number of quality companies releasing earnings. So it's a good start to what I think is going to be a good week, Shane.
Let's talk about earnings to watch. Bill, why don't you tell us about it?
Well, there was no real earnings coming in this morning. Madison Square Garden came on. They lost. They missed on earnings. But really looking forward to the earnings that are coming out later today and tomorrow. I mean, today we have Palo Alto Networks. That's ticker PANW, Paul Apple Nancy William. Their EPS estimate is $1.43, and the expected move here is 7.29%. Tomorrow morning, we have companies like Medtronic, that's ticker MDT, Michael David Tom. Their EPS estimate is $1.32. The expected move there is 4%. And let's not forget Best Buy, ticker BBY, Boy Yellow. Their EPS estimate is $1.89, and the expected move there is 6.22%. We also have Intuit, that's ticker INTU, India, Nancy, Tom, under. Their EPS estimate is $1.59, and the expected move is 3.91%. Toll Brothers, the home builder, that's ticker TOL, Tom, Oscar, Larry. EPS estimate there is $1.49. The expected move there is 6.08%. Urban Outfitters, ticker URBN, under Richard Boyd Nancy, is also reporting on Tuesday. Their EPS estimate is 78 cents, and the expected move there is 9.79%. We're going to have to see if these retailers can continue to, deliver strong earnings like they did last week. We also have Nordstrom's. That's ticker JWN, John William Nancy. They're releasing tomorrow. Their EPS estimate is 27 cents, and the expected move there is 10.51%. Auto Home, that's ticker ATHM, Apple, Tom, Henry, Michael. The EPS estimate is $6.32, and the expected move there is 15.11%. Dick's Sporting Goods, that's ticker DKS, David, Kilo, Sam. The EPS estimate is $2.83, and the expected move there is 9.15%. If you remember, Dick's delivered a stellar earnings report last quarter. Autodesk, that's ticker ADSK, Apple, David, Sam, Kilo. Their EPS estimate is $1.12, and the expected move there is 5.16%. And let's round this out with Splunk, that's ticker SPLK, Sam, Paul, Larry, Kilo. They're expected to lose 69 cents this quarter, and the expected move is 8.37%.
Let's talk about economic reports. Bill, tell us what we're seeing as far as reports today.
8:30 a.m., 1 hour before the market opens, we're going to have the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. At 9:45, we have the PMI Composite Flash, and at 10 a.m., we have existing home sales coming out.
Moving into our morning's critical insights, starting things off with one on Tesla, ticker TSLA. Tesla has begun delivering its Model Y vehicle to European buyers due to a change in strategy. The first Model Y units for Europe, originally expected to come from the electronic maker's Berlin Gigafactory, were actually sourced from the Shanghai plant because of production issues in Berlin, according to sources. Tesla share price is up 0.99% in pre-market. News on Uber, ticker UBER, and Lyft, ticker LYFT. Shares of both companies have fallen in pre-market after Alameda County Superior Court Judge Frank Roche on Friday ruled that the California's 2020 ballot measure exempting rideshare and food delivery drivers from a state labor law is unconstitutional because it infringes on the legislature's power to set workplace standards. The judge stated that the provision in the initiative that prevents the legislator from granting collective bargaining rights to drivers is unconstitutional because it appears to only protect the economic interests of the network companies in having a divided, ununionized workforce. Uber share price is down 4.61% in pre-market, while Lyft's is down 4.55%. Here's some patent news. Red Hill Biopharma, ticker RDHL, has received 2 new patents covering a treatment for Ebola virus and one for Crohn's disease. Red Hill's share price is up 3.78% in pre-market. Also, Stealth Biotherapeutics, ticker MITO, has received a U.S. patent covering its treatment for Barth syndrome, and Stealth's share price is up 3.42% in pre-market. Here's some acquisition news. Pfizer, ticker PFE, has acquired Trillium Therapeutics, ticker TRIL, an immuno-oncology company that develops innovative therapies for the treatment of cancer, for $2.26 billion. Pfizer's share price is up 3.51% in pre-market. Car Auction Services, ticker KAR, has agreed to acquire CarWave Holdings, an online dealer-to-dealer marketplace, for $450 million. Last acquisition news, Top Build, ticker BLD, has acquired Valley Gutter Supply. Elsewhere on the tape, Virgin Orbit, which is a satellite launching spinoff of Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic, is set to be taken public in a SPAC deal with Next Gen Acquisition, ticker NGAC. The merger will value the combined company at $3.2 billion. Additionally, the plan is for Boeing, ticker BA, to be part of the private investment in the public entity, which will generate $100 million in fresh funding for Virgin Orbit. In other news, Solgenix, ticker SNGX, a publication recently announced the company's vaccine platform for Ebola and Marburg, showing high antibody levels. News on Facebook, ticker FB. Facebook's WhatsApp might be developing a web app version that would be usable on laptop devices. Facebook's share price is down 0.06% in pre-market. And lastly, for me, Target, ticker TGT, announced today the return of its top toy list this holiday season, which includes 50 top toys, with 22 of them only available at Target. Target plans to expand to over 160 Disney Store at Target locations across the country. Target share price is up 0.42% in pre-market. Bill, what are you seeing as far as this morning's news?
Well, Shane, I break my news alerts down so I can see the content, the incoming content, based on specific industries, oil and gas, semiconductors, what have you. or I want to look at specific events. Maybe they might be buybacks, maybe it's an earnings event, takeovers. These are typical events that actually create volatility, which is why I like to break my news down into these sectors. And NewsWatch just helps me do it very quickly and very fast and jump on the price action quickly. I'm looking at my FANG stocks this morning, the era of the U.S. government giving free rein to these tech companies to grow and flourish, that's really over. The momentum around the regulations have been building for 5 years now, and it really started with a speech from Elizabeth Warren back in 2016 when she singled out the tech companies, arguing that America's competition is dying. Expect more news to be coming out on regulations on the tech sector over the coming month. I'm looking at Facebook this morning. I see that the U.S. Surgeon General again criticized the role of social media in spreading COVID-19 misinformation yesterday. I also see on Facebook that Ethiopia has begun developing its own social media platforms to rival Facebook and Twitter and WhatsApp. It doesn't plan to block those services. They're just going to create competing services. We'll see if they're successful. In terms of my Dow 30 alert, Intel was awarded a U.S. government project to develop leading-edge foundry ecosystems. Disney said in a court filing on Friday that it garnered $125 million in online revenue from the Marvel superhero film Black Widow 3 weeks after getting sued by the firm Star. In other news, it's hitting the tape with respect to the Dow 30. IBM unveiled an AI-based processor to help address fraud in real time. And Pfizer, in addition to the acquisition news that they came out with this morning, the U.S. FDA is aimed at giving them full approval for their COVID-19 vaccine sometime today. So keep an eye out on that. In terms of the options market, General Motors, ticker GM, Grace Mary, the 30-day option implied volatility is at 33 here. You compare that to the 52-week range, which is 29 to 66. And you got to realize that there's a recall going on of the Bolt electric vehicles, and it looks like they're going to have an additional $1 billion in expenses. So GM's options are going to be on watch today. But that's what I have in terms of breaking news this morning, Shane.
Let's talk about our Trade Talk picks for today. I'm picking one I spoke about, Target, ticker TGT. This is off the announcement that they're returning with their top toy list this holiday season. And it's a positive news story. It's a feel-good story, and sometimes feel-good stories move the market. So I think we can expect some positivity this morning from them. They're up a little bit in pre-market, 0.42%, but I think that's going to show some optimism for the rest of the day. So that's my pick. What's your pick looking like, Bill?
Dick's Sporting Goods, that's ticker DKS, David Kilo Sam. DKS is releasing earnings on Tuesday. I reviewed the broker's comments. They're all positive. See a lot of price increases, the target price increases. And I remember Dick's Sporting Goods from last quarter, they delivered a stellar earnings report with a $2.79 beat. You review the comments from management, and they were highly optimistic after that call. They were so optimistic that they raised guidance for this quarter. I expect the EPS to be strong. I'm expecting to see some good momentum today. Listen, stock is priced for a 9% move. So, the stock's only up 1% this morning. I think it could go move higher ahead of tomorrow's earnings announcement. So my stock for today is DKS, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Moving into what's hot off the press, the news is hitting the tape as we speak. Let's talk about it. Bill, which headlines do you think we should let traders know about?
Macy's, ticker M, they're planning to add Toys R Us to 400 locations as part of a merchandise strategy that has worked for Target. Allstate, ticker ALL. On Monday, or earlier today, it said that it's going to buy back $750 million in common stock under an accelerated share repurchasing agreement with JP Morgan.
Here's one on Analog Devices, ticker ADI, and Maxim, ticker MXIM. Analog and Maxim Integrated Products, they both said they're anticipating their merger will close on or about August 26, 2021, as the deal now has received all required regulatory clearances.
About Krispy Kreme, that's ticker DNUT, David, Nancy, under Tom. They disclosed that 294,000 shares were bought by JAB Investments in a regulatory filing.
AMC, ticker AMC. AMC Entertainment's up 2.8% in pre-market after being the highest trending name on a social media stock site.
See, JP Morgan starts Robinhood at underweight with a $35 price target.
Xeris, ticker XERS, says the FDA has approved their NDA of a Voc kit for severe hypoglycemia treatment.
Johnson & Johnson, U.S. is preparing to administer 100 million booster shots as Biden tells America will help us end the pandemic. Ticker GXO, Grace X-Ray Oscar, GXO Logistics was initiated with a buy at Citibank. This came under my catalyst alert. Bitcoin topped the $50,000 level. You're seeing these cryptocurrencies trade higher. Just remember, regulation in that industry is coming.
Anything else interesting for you, Bill?
No, that's all I see today, Shane.
Same here. So that's what's hot off the press. Traders, keep in mind you can receive the same breaking stories we do simply by subscribing at newswire.com. Check us out. Get a free trial. Moving into our scoreboard, talking about how our picks did from Friday. I had AstraZeneca, ticker AZN. It opened at $59.33 and went as high as $59.59 for a 0.43% gain. The stock closed just above the opening price at $59.39. So not a huge move, but it's a gain. So we'll take it. How'd yours end up doing, Bill?
I did Best Buy on Friday. That's ticker BBY. Boy Yellow. Stock opened up at $109.97. During the day, it hit a high of $113.51. That's a 3.22% difference. Stock closed at $112.63, which delivers a 2.42% gain on the day. But if you look at Best Buy this morning, stock's at $114, which is up another 1.22%. So, Best Buy was a great call on Friday. You saw it running, you seen it continue to run. It was a good call all around.
Nice. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Trade Talk. But traders, you know what to do. Let's get out there. Let's make some green.